One Antiques Roadshow guest was left lost for words when expert Lee Young shared the valuation of his plate, which he bought for £1 at a car boot sale. The guest said when he found the rare item it was still covered in cowpat. Lee began, I've got to say it's a very simple and relatively ordinary plate that you've brought us in to have a look at today, but it does have a very kind of exciting history. What's your story to you? Explaining where he found the plate, the guest replied, this came from a boot sale at a farm not that far from here, and it still had cowpat on the bottom. There were still cows in the field and it cost about £1. When asked whether he realized how special the item was at the time, the guest continued, I did, yeah. The expert inspected the plate further before sharing the history and revealing who made it. He said, if we look on the top it does tell us British Antarctic Expedition, and then it says underneath. We've got a little penguin on the globe there on the top of the pole, and then underneath it says Terra Nova. Well, then that tells us that this was a plate from the Antarctic expedition, Robert Falcon Scott from sort of 1910, and of course, that was an ill-fated mission, wasn't it? I think they got to the pole late in 1912, and then of course. He trailed off as the guest said, they perished on the way back. Don't miss. Emmerdale heartache for Bob Hope as Wendy Posner starts steamy affair. Latest, Dermot uncomfortable as Alison prepared to take over from Phil. Insight, Ruth Langsford in dig at Philip Schofield's This Morning axe. Video, what a find, Lee beamed before the guest chipped in, I was pleased with it. He went on to explain he discovered the item 40 years ago before Lee turned his attention to the value of the item. The expert shared, so 40 years ago, £1 sitting in a cowpat in the middle of a field, but they are very desirable when they come up at auction. Because of that crest and the association with Scott, if that came up for auction today it would probably make something around £2,000, £2,500. The guest looked surprised as he admitted, that is a bit more than I anticipated. However, as he looked at the plate, he added, it is not going anywhere. I'm delighted that you found it and rescued it and brought it in for us, Lee told the guest. Antiques Roadshow is available to watch on BBC iPlayer.